Hey, Jets fans, what's up? It's your friend Dom C. Here with GreenBean Jets fan for another installment of our weekly video series that we're calling Project Prospect. Project Prospect is a little bit of a deeper dive into some of these draft eligible guys that are definitely going to hear their names heard come April's NFL draft and probably maybe nice or sneaky little fits for our New York Jets. Some of the names you're going to know, some of them you probably never heard of, but nonetheless, it's our job to really decipher and go through all the minutia and all the details and all the tape so that we can give you the best and most detailed educated breakdown of some of these players and how they'd fit the Jets. Today, we're going to talk about the wide receiver room and a sneaky little player that I had the blessing and luck to watch down at the Senior Bowl week down in Mobile. But first, our wide receivers as constituted right now. Some of you saying wide receivers, we don't need wide receivers, just sprint. You know, high end capital the past 2 years on guys like Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore. We brought in Corey Davis as a free agent. We re-signed Braxton Berrios, another second round pick on Denzel Mims a couple years ago. Why are we even talking about wide receivers? Well, it's a fair question, but I think it's a sneaky need for the Jets. Not much to say about Garrett Wilson, rookie of the year, meteoric rise up the charts in regards to all NFL wide receivers, probably going to be, within the top 10, top 5 over the next couple years. Did 80 some odd catches for over 1100 yards, 4 TDs with 3 very very mediocre quarterbacks playing in 2022. Sky's the limit once we get a good viable quarterback behind center in 2023. Elijah Moore and Denzel Mims, both second round picks, high capital spent on them, both have all the talent in the world. Neither of them have really been able to put it together. Denzel Mims battled the coaches not liking him, and he battled COVID, and he battled food poisoning, and he just hasn't been able to constantly put the production that we expected out of a second round pick on the field yet. Um, and Elijah Moore, the same thing. Maybe he's got a little diva in him. Maybe he was being misrepresented as an outside receiver when his best home is in the slot. There's a bevy of different things. The concentration of the offense really didn't flow through Elijah Moore last year, even though we watched time after time him being, wide ass open. But nonetheless, we're going to need a big step up from those guys if we can really count on them to be part of the rotation and part of the winning culture and brand new passing offense that we're expecting here in 2023. Then there's the holdover, Corey Davis. When he's on the field, Corey Davis is reliable. He's been the go-to for all our quarterbacks. Always getting the looks, seems to always make a big play. And if he's not making a big play, he's making a big drop. But that's not even Corey Davis's biggest issue. Corey Davis is a very solid number 2 quarterback or number 2 wide receiver on any NFL roster. I believe that. The problem is availability. He's been injured for I don't know how many games over the past 2 years, and we all know that the best ability is one's availability, and Corey Davis just hasn't really shown that he can stay on the field. You add that to the fact that he's got a $10.5 million cap hit going into 2023, which is the last year of his contract, one that we can get out from almost scot free, with $333,000 worth of dead cap space. The chances that Corey Davis is on the roster for 23 are getting slimmer by the day. On top of that, you have Braxton Berrios, who we know is here for his special team prowess, but his production in the offense took a large dip last year. Again, you can attest some of it to the horrible quarterback play, and then some of it was just like maybe he's not that good and not worth that $7 million contract that we extended to him. So chances are probably more around 50 to 60% that he's on the team next year. If we moved on from him, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Outside of that, you have Jeff Smith, who's an unrestricted free agent, and that's all our wide receiver room looks like. Irvin Charles, undrafted free agent, is there on the practice squad. And he was tendered a futures contract. So what do you expect from him? Probably not much. So to me, I think this is a sneaky need. We're going to talk about a guy, like I said, that I really liked down in Mobile, Trey Palmer. Trey Palmer's a 6 foot tall, 195-pound receiver out of Nebraska. He transferred to Nebraska for his senior year after playing sparingly or part time for 3 years at LSU, where he went to out of high school. Trey had 71 catches last year in 2022 for over 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. He averaged 14.7 yards per reception, and his quarterback had a QBR rating of 103.7 when Trey was targeted. So he produced. He definitely produced. The good things about Trey is that he has legitimate game breaking speed. He's a vertical threat without a doubt, and he offers that ability to really change the game. That's the kind of speed that he has. Definitely one of the most dangerous deep threats in all college football last year. He's got that natural ability to track and handle the deep ball over each shoulder. He runs very smooth, and he plays with excellent body control and spatial awareness, especially around the sidelines. On top of that, the one thing that I really picked up on, and all the other guys I talked to down at Mobile saw from Trey as well, is this elite strength he has in his hands, this grip strength, which allows him to secure those contested catches and work through contact with ease. It was really something that a lot of people didn't expect from Trey. He's only 6 foot tall, 195, but I think he has a frame that can really take a little bit more muscle mass and a little bit more functional strength. He's got those long arms too. He actually plays bigger than his size might, indicate. Again, great, great player, super fast. He's got special team chops. He can return kicks. He can return punts. He's done all of that in college. A prospect like this does unfortunately come with some faults. At best, he's an average route runner. I haven't seen on film or down in Mobile that sudden burst in and out of his breaks. He also, hasn't shown a legitimate full, understanding of running a full route tree. So that's something that he's going to need to develop or work on if he's going to make the transition and become an every down player and not just one who's, thrown on the field and asked to run 9 routes. Most of his reps in college came out of the slot. So I think there's going to be some questions on whether he can handle playing on the outside. He's very, very raw and almost sometimes uninterested in run fits and with his blocking, and especially the downfield blocking. He just doesn't seem to put forth that effort. That's something that's going to have to change for him. And again, he only has 1 year as a starter, 1 year that he actually produced on offense. So those 1 year wonders are always you know, kind of scary. They can be hit or miss. But I really believe in the athletic upside that Trey presents, and his speed and his athleticism really kind of tells me that he's going to be one of those kids that is a viable project. Listen, he might come into year one and he might take a couple reps and see the field a little bit, and probably more on special teams. Can help on the inside or the outside. Running off the cornerbacks or the safeties, and eventually beating one for a long play or a touchdown here or there. But I think he's going to take a couple years to really learn to, first off, to get stronger, get a little bit more functional strength, and second off, to really work on some of those things that were detriments in that we saw in his film. Like I said, his route running, he's got to show or prove that he's able to beat press coverage time in and time out, especially against bigger, stronger defensive backs. I think he's somebody that has the chops to make an NFL roster. And down the road in a year or two, I could see him as somebody that could slide in and be the Robin to, Garrett Wilson's Batman, if you will, on the Jets. He's a guy that I have in that top 175, top 200 rankings overall. So probably in that fourth or fifth round. Not somebody that I'm going to spend a high piece of draft capital on, but definitely somebody who I would target as a value pick down the road. Someone who can come in, work on specials right away, get coached up, get a little bit stronger before he steps onto the field year 2, year 3, and really produces in the offense. So that's Trey Palmer from Nebraska. Listen, there's going to be plenty more of these to come. So if there's anyone that you're interested in or anyone that you'd like to maybe see a little breakdown or a deeper dive, use the comment box below and let me know. And I'll be sure to put something together for you. So until next time, go Jets.